Welcome to day 28 of Grow Your Own Food Challenge. I had these grand plans of showing you the Chicken Caravan 30, and it seems like about 30 minutes ago the wind picked up. But I'm still committed to showing you the Chicken Caravan 30. Let's move this thing. So the Chicken Caravan 30 holds 30 chickens, and I'll show you how to move it. You just slide the ramp up, grab the handle, and you pull it around so it can be easily moved by hand. Once you've got in your desired location, you simply get the chain and that just holds the handle up, and it also acts as a brake so it's not going to roll away. I don't really have to worry here, it's quite flat. And then you just pull the ramp out. That's how easy it is to move. So we'll have a look in this side first. In here is the perches where the chickens sleep. When a hen comes up the ramp, it can get access to the perches, and it can turn right and it can go into the nesting boxes there. Look at that, there's a chicken in there now laying an egg. So you've seen the other side where the chickens go in, it's got the perches and the nesting box. This side is like the behind the scenes. Let's have a look in here. So what we're looking at here, that's the control box, that's the runs all the electronics. This is actually the back end of the nesting box. There's our battery. That's a funnel there that you put the food in, and that takes the food straight down into the feeder, and that's the water drum. Okay, let's top up the feeder from a feed bag. And just put the feed bag on top there, and then just tip it in. I've put the feed in the top there, and it comes through to the top of this feeder. And this is where the chickens eat out of the feeder. They've got this big rain cover, weather cover, that they put their head underneath, and then they can get access to the feed in there. So if you look from this angle, if the rain's coming in, it's not going to wet the feed. This is really important. There's so many feeders on the market, and I think they're silly because they just get wet. They're just not made for outdoor environments. We've tried to make our feeders suitable for the outdoor environment. While we're down here, have a look at these nipple drinkers. So this is what the chickens drink out of. Very hygienic, they just tap them, they get water, and I'm not cleaning out a big, messy, muddy water bowl. Still around this side of the caravan, we have our egg collection area. And this is what we want clean eggs. So it's a roll-away nesting box. So what that means is where the chickens lay, it's on a slope. The egg is laid on the slope and it rolls down to this area out of the way. This is important so you don't get eggs that are cracked. If you leave all your eggs in a nesting box full of straw and sawdust, you do run the risk that a hen hops in that nest, treads on one of the eggs, and that egg breaks, and then you've got shell and yolk and egg white and sawdust all over, like glue, over the other eggs, so you get dirty eggs. So that's important to have a roll-away nesting box. The second thing that's important is a roll-away nest box with excluders. Now I've got a chicken in there, so I'm going to annoy her if I show you how they work. But basically, you've got your nesting box. At night, we've got a little gate that closes up the nesting box so they can't go in there. Why that is important, you don't want the chickens in there at night pooping all night, and then all the hens come and lay their eggs in the morning, and their eggs are in a roll-away nesting box, but it's rolling through poop. And then the eggs would not come out clean, they'd come out covered in poop. On top of the Chicken Caravan 30, we have 2 solar panels, and right now they are soaking up the energy from the sun, which is charging the battery, and that battery runs the control box, and that control box does a few things. So it opens and closes this door. So at night, this closes. In the morning, this opens. I just spoke about the automated nesting boxes, and in this caravan, and it is an optional extra, it has, who can guess? Come on, first one to comment, what are they? Lights. Why do we want lights? We want lights so in the middle of winter, especially if you live in Tasmania or somewhere that has short days in winter, we want to increase those day lengths so you still have eggs. If you don't run the lights and you're on the bottom of Tasmania, you might find in the middle of winter you're not getting any eggs. You're eating cornflakes for breakfast instead of scrambled eggs. So you add lights just to increase the day length, just to increase the lay rate of your hens. Okay, now let's talk about a few little hidden features that you might not know about. So see in there you can see a little bubble. That's to make sure the nesting boxes are level. So what we can do, let's just say you're going down a slope and you need to level up the nesting boxes. I'll show you how easy it is. You undo this little T-bolt and inside the nesting boxes swing. So you can undo that and you can adjust the nesting boxes up and down to get that bubble quite right. I don't really need to adjust it on the land that I'm on because I'm on fairly level ground, but if you're not, you can adjust it so it's just perfect. That looks pretty perfect to me. You tighten off that T-bolt and your nesting boxes are level. So it's got built-in nesting boxes that swing in case you're on uneven ground. You might not have known it had that feature built in to every model of the Chicken Caravan 30. Okay, so something else we've got built in that you might not know about is your tow handle. You just saw me move it by hand, but it's got this little thing on top. Let's have a close look at that. Okay, so I undo this pin and I fold this back and I put the pin back in, very easy, and that can go over the tow ball. So that could be the tow ball of your ute, your ride-on mower, your quad bike, your farm vehicle, and instead of towing it by hand, you can tow it slowly. I said slowly. I don't want to hear some story that you were trying to take this down the highway at 110 kilometers an hour. I said slowly. So you can put it over your tow ball and you can move it slowly to a new location. It's another feature, the tow ring, built into the Chicken Caravan 30. Something else about the Chicken Caravan 30 that you might not know, it's got a built-in insulation air pocket. Some people that have never owned a Chicken Caravan 30, they're more keyboard warriors online. They go, oh look, it looks like an oven. There's a few things that we've built into it. So one, it's silver, and you know what silver does? It reflects the heat. It reflects a lot of heat. In here is an air pocket. So if you're at one of our live field days, and some of you have been, I walk people over to the Chicken Caravan 30 and I tell them to do this. I tell them, put your hand on the top and feel how hot it is. And they say, oh, it's not that hot. And I said, it's not that hot because it's not black. If I wanted it to absorb the heat, I would make it black. It's silver. It reflects a lot of the heat. But then you can still feel it warm. And then I asked them to put their hand underneath and it's cold. The metal is cold because the heat that is touching that top layer is not penetrating in through the steel and just coming out underneath. If you want to see a good example where the opposite of this, go into a garden shed or a shed where you can touch the roof and on a hot day touch the inside of a roof. If it's not silver, it's going to be even hotter. We've built in this air pocket so it can only heat up the little bit of air in between there. It's not going to permeate into the Chicken Caravan 30. So that way in summer, the heat gets reflected off, your hens are not going to get cooked. Well, that's just a quick overview of the Chicken Caravan 30 on this windy day. I hope you've learnt something and got some value from this video. We're at day 28 of Grow Your Own Food Challenge. I've got 2 days to go. It has been incredible, and thank you for everyone that has joined me from day one right through till now. We've got 2 days to go, so stick with me. I'll see you tomorrow.